Deputy Brendan Smith.
Halfway through the extension agreed with the EU27, the number of permutations and combinations of how dangerous Brexit may play out have increased. The leadership contest within the Tory party, some uncertainty, to say the least, in the British Labour Party, the rise of the Brexit Party and the increase in Scottish support for a second Scottish independence referendum means that things are now far more uncertain than they were last March. And it is a costly and dangerous uncertainty for us on this island. While we still fervently hope for an orderly managed Brexit based on the already negotiated withdrawal agreement with a lengthy and calm transition phase, we know that we must be prepared for a no-deal Brexit. The wild speculation and the misinformation that is passing for political analysis from those around both Tory leadership candidates leaves us with no alternative but to be prepared for the worst. But we must still be careful that what we say and do does not add fuel to the flames of the misinformation. There is a responsibility, indeed a duty, on those who speak for the government to be measured and precise in their phraseology in these uncertain times, and also the people need to be kept informed. The political atmosphere on the neighbouring island is now so febrile that even the wildest piece of nonsense, something we know here is totally untrue and incorrect, is hailed as political fact. We saw this recently in the ITV Tory leadership debate. Both candidates were asked about the Irish border and the backstop. Mr Johnston asserted that the border issue could be kicked down the road and addressed during what he called the implementation period after Brexit. That this nonsense claim was not challenged by the moderator or his rival is breathtaking. Leaving aside the simple fact that there is only an implementation period if there is a withdrawal agreement, the other fact is that the Irish border must be addressed in phase 1. It cannot be kicked down the road to be used as a bargaining chip by Britain to hold us hostage. Mr Hunt failed to call out Mr Johnston's nonsense, and he added to it, saying that there were ways of avoiding checks at the Irish border after Brexit. Mr Hunt then bizarrely said that it is not new technology, but technology that already exists. Let us be clear here. Such a solution does not currently exist. As the EU's Director General for Trade said in January, and I quote, "We looked at every border on this earth, every border the EU has with a third country. There's simply no way you can do away with checks and controls." End of quote. As others have pointed out, even if the EU agreed to implement a solution using existing technology, such as the one based on mobile phone tracking, there's not a chance it could be designed or put in place by the 31st of October. We risk seeing a whole fictional fake news world being built up around the idea of alternative arrangements as a viable and available solution. Last week, the Prosperity UK think tank came to this city to outline its alternative arrangement proposals, which it claims to provide a working solution that would supersede the backstop, ensuring it never comes into operation. To their credit, at least they acknowledge the primacy of the Good Friday Agreement, something that many in the Tory party do not seem to acknowledge, and they seem to be happy to tear it up. But the good news ends there. The excellent note from the British Chamber of Commerce calmly and factually debunks and dismantles the alternative arrangements proposals championed by that group, where they were advocating that you could have inspectors from neighbouring jurisdictions go on to farms on both sides of the border. Having grown up there, I know how welcome that would be. Thank you, Cathaoirleach.